What's up, guys? Welcome back to Latin Chopsticks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, I am super excited because this week we're gonna be going to a place that I've wanted to go for a very long time. And as much as I regret it, my wife and I did not have a chance to go to this place when we were in Japan, or I guess this type of place. So not too long ago, I believe it's been maybe a couple of months, could be 1 month, 2 months, I'm not 100% sure. There's a new restaurant that opened up here in Orlando, and I believe it's called Revolving Sushi. So yes, that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be going to one of the supposed best revolving sushi restaurants in Orlando. The only one personally that I knew about was one that was located inside of the Florida Mall. I've never been to that one. In all honesty, I don't know if it's good, I don't know if it's bad. I always see it and it catches my attention. I just feel like it's such an awkward place for it to be personally, because it's like smack middle of the mall. So I want to go to this other place because based on the pictures and on the website, when I looked it up, as you guys know, all the information of this restaurant that we're going to be going to is in the description below. It shows a lot of different options, and it really reminds me, at least the way it's structured on the pictures on the inside, of what these places used to look like when my wife and I were in Japan. So I'm super excited. Right now, based on their site, it's supposedly like $3.50 a plate, but they do have different options. And of course, at least in Japan, the way they did it is they charge you based on the color of the plate, like different, more expensive items are different colored. But of course, we'll check all that stuff out while we're there. So without further ado, let's head out, try to see if this place is really as good as it looks and as good as they say. I'll see you guys there. Perfect, we are here. This place is amazing, just from seeing it. I don't know, I haven't tried any of the food, but as you guys can kind of see behind us is the kitchen where they're preparing the sushi freshly made and they're putting them out on the conveyor belt. The really cool thing is that we ended up getting the spot that's like right out of the kitchen. So literally we get everything first before anybody else. Now, it's not always gonna be like that, but I still find it pretty cool. You guys gotta check this out. All right guys, perfect. So here's where we go ahead and order our drinks. We'll do that in a couple of minutes, but the drinks that you order actually get taken out and sent to you via a robot waiter, which we've seen in other restaurants before. So I find that pretty cool because everything is pretty much, you know, automaton? I can't think of the word right now, but basically automatic, and like you don't have to worry about a person. And then here's the beautiful belt. So here, of course, like I said before, we are right next to the kitchen, so everything's getting placed out, and we actually get almost first dibs and access to it. So you have like different dishes. Normally, all you have to do is just, I'm gonna try to do this here. Oh, lift the plate, and there you go. So basically, you hold down the brown part, you lift up the plate itself, and then you can just bring it to yourself. With that said, in the menu where the drinks are, you can actually go ahead and order yourself like some special drinks. You could also order yourself, like appetizers and other dishes. And basically what it does, instead of waiting it for here, you have like an express lane where they shoot out the order that you made, and you went ahead and you go ahead and get it. So I find that pretty cool. When you're done with your dish, it's kind of dirty and I apologize, but you just throw it down there and it slowly adds it up, and then you could check out from up there. Not only that, but you actually have tonkotsu ramen and different choices like that, which I didn't even know, that you guys can order a la carte and it'll get sent out on the top, and you have it over here as well. I just figured that we should show you. My wife's the one that noticed, I didn't, but you have like different options like gyoza and the ice cream and desserts, which we are gonna get today. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start, and I'm gonna go ahead and get ourselves some small plates. They're machine washed, so they're a little bit wet, but we have some paper towels that we can go ahead and dry it off with. And then of course, we got ourselves some delicious soy sauce. There's some wasabi. Personally, I don't really feel like getting wasabi, but oh, my wife's already digging in. How is it? Is it banging? All right, good. All right, we have the sushi pieces. Now I wanna show you before I dig in personally, just the color of the salmon. Now, of course, look at that beautiful orange color on the salmon. You have the rice on the bottom. I'm gonna have to do this upside down. I don't like to do it this way because the rice usually absorbs too much. We're gonna add a little bit of soy sauce. Let's go ahead and try this out. All right, guys, first one, let's dig in. Oh my goodness. I dropped the salmon. It is delicious, honestly. Honestly, that was a very basic roll. I'm gonna take a look to see what rolls I can get. Give me guys a couple of minutes. Guys, they actually have American Wagyu sushi where they put like a raw piece of high grade, like Wagyu beef on top. So I can't wait to try that. But for right now, we got conch sushi, and we also have sushi with like cooked shrimp on top. And I'm gonna try those out right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. All right, guys, just to show you this is conch sushi, which I've never had before. The one with cooked shrimp, like I mentioned. I think this was tamagi, but I can't remember the name. We're gonna go ahead and try that out in a moment. I'm gonna go ahead and dig into each one of these, but let's go with the conch first. All right, guys, I wanna try this out. The conch sushi, oh. Interesting. It's good, but the conch really assimilates a lot of like cartilage on bones. There's not much flavor there. It feels like I'm eating like slightly cooked, basically cartilage. Of course, you get that really strong soy sauce because I'm dipping the rice instead of turning it upside down to try to dip it. But wow, that is good. Let's try the cooked shrimp now. I'm gonna try to see if I can just grab the shrimp off the top real quick, slightly dip it, because the rice is absorbing way too much of the soy sauce and it's being a little strong. But let's go ahead and get this now. That's awesome, guys. We went ahead and we got our gyozas. The order is literally express. It goes super fast and just stops right in front of our face. That's awesome. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to dig in. All right, guys, we're gonna try the tamagi roll real quick. Let's see how it is. The crunch from the green onions, that flavor of the nigiri on the outside. You get the delicious rice. All the rice is like perfect sticky rice. And then this on the top is like this delicious puree. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna try to look it up if I remember when I get home. But wow, the flavor is phenomenal. That was like the best one I've had so far. I'm gonna leave the other one for my wife. This here is the gyozas. Now the weird thing is this is chicken gyoza. I'm used to having pork gyoza pretty much. But it's nice, fried, and it's crunchy. Look at that. Let's go ahead and dip it slightly on this gyoza sauce. And let's go ahead and dig in. All right, guys, I'm pretty excited. Oh my God. Super crunchy, very thin dough. The inside's super hot. So in all honesty, the chicken does not look that seasoned, but the flavor's phenomenal. And then on top of that, you have this delicious juice. You can kind of see it on there. I'm trying to angle it. You go ahead and you just dip it ever so slightly in here. Let that juice just spread on the inside. And it's just delicious, crunchy, oily, in a good way bite. Oh my God. All right, guys, finally we're getting to the nicer rolls. Now this is the caterpillar roll. Oh, it is delicious. I don't have a menu to see what each of them have, but this one looks like it's avocado, eel sauce on top. On the inside, it kind of looks like it has like a piece of cucumber, maybe some cooked tuna, but this looks delicious. Let's go ahead and try this out. Bottoms up. In all honesty, so far I really like the place. I like the amount of options because it's huge. Surprisingly, even though it's in the conveyor belt, all of the sushi here is like really, really fresh. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and say it's the freshest sushi because it's not. There's definitely other places that we've been to that I've shown you guys that are like really, really good. But the cool thing about here is like the atmosphere. It's something a little bit different. We ended up coming here really, really late because when we came right after pretty much I did the introduction, it was like a 2.5 hour wait. So we ended up doing other things and we came back, and luckily as soon as we walked through the door, it was our turn and we ended up sitting down and enjoying this, but it's pretty late in the night now. But I'm guessing when there's a lot of people, I mean, this was packed earlier, you have like atmosphere where you can talk to different people. You know, you're ordering your drinks, they're bringing them to your table, the little robot is. And it's a good way to experiment with different plates. And it's also a good way to kind of socialize, share plates, and like be like, hey, try this piece, this is good, and so on like that. So far, I'm honestly really liking this place. Maybe I won't come here super often just because I'm craving sushi, but this is an amazing place to bring someone that hasn't either had sushi before or they've had sushi before and just kind of really want to show off. But regardless, I really do think it's a place that's definitely worth a visit because so far the food and the service are delicious. But I just want to kind of share my input in the middle of the video. With that said, let's go ahead and continue. Let's see what else they have. All right, guys, another thing that I just noticed is you could actually special order because some of them are coming out empty. I was wrong. We're right next to the kitchen on the express orders, but we're not right next to the kitchen on the actual conveyor belt. So by the time it gets to us, a lot of stuff is empty and it's busy right now. It's not as busy as it was earlier, so I can't even imagine. But the good thing is you could actually special order some of them. So right now what I ordered is I ordered 2 beef little sushis. Let's take a look at this. All right, guys, so we have this one, which is just seared steak. And then this one, which I believe was I don't remember if it was the Wagyu or something else, but it looked amazing. So let's go ahead and try this out. I think this is the same thing as this, but it has the umami sauce on top of it. I think that's what it was called. But let's go ahead and try these babies out. All right, guys, let's go ahead and try this out. The beef, it's nice and soft. Honestly, in my opinion, the sesame kind of took over the whole thing. So even though it's good, you don't really taste the steak or the meat that much. Obviously, it's a very thin cut, but it's just a little disappointing just because the sesame is just, they put so much on top of it that the sesame overtook everything. So I'm gonna try it again, but let's try it with the umami sauce. Let's see if that's a little bit better. Let's go ahead. The umami sauce, much better. A little strong for my liking, maybe if they put a little less. The issue is it looks like they pour it on top. And unfortunately, the same issue I'm having with the soy sauce. I'll show you guys. So the umami sauce is good, but you see how the bottom is super coated with the rice? That's the only thing I regret. I kind of wish to put this umami sauce on the side. That way you kind of control the saltiness and strength of the flavor. Because even though this one was way better than the other one, it was really strong. All right, guys, awesome. We ordered a ramen while we were here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm gonna show you guys how it came delivered, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to unlock it and stuff on camera. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. All right, guys, so this is how it arrives. That way it goes on the fast belt and it doesn't spill everywhere, especially when it stops at Ripley. But we're gonna try to see if we can unclick this. There we go. It's really, really hot now. Oh, this is sealed, like almost airtight. Oh, look at that beauty. You have the toasted garlic, you have the green onions, you have the tonkotsu, like pork pieces here. You have this beautiful colored broth. Now, to be honest, for what you get, because this isn't that big, is pretty expensive. And like I said, I'm always kind of cut, upfront with you guys about it. But hopefully the flavor's as good as it looks. Let's go ahead and try this out. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dig in. The noodles, really good flavor, super spongy. They actually really absorb the flavor of the broth. The broth itself. Let's go ahead and try it out just a little bit. There, for such a small amount, $11 to me is like really expensive, to be honest, but the quality you're getting, I mean, this broth, these noodles, they're delicious. They're some of the best I've had here in Orlando. I'm gonna try a little piece of the pork and then I'm gonna hand it over to my wife so she can try it out. It's delicious, guys. Guys, we're having a blast here, honestly. I ended up grabbing something called inari, so I have no idea what this is, but there you go. It honestly looks like an egg shell, like an cooked egg with around rice. So let's try this out. It's sweet. It's not bad, but it's really sweet. Oh my God. It honestly tastes like a little tiny pocket of egg that's cooked really well done and then dipped in some sort of sweet sauce. If anybody knows what inari is, please, I've never had this before, go ahead and put it in the comment section below. This is pretty good though. It's just a little too sweet for me, especially because everything I've had is salty with all the soy sauce. But it's pretty good. All right, guys, we just entered the 15th plate. I didn't have a chance because the camera was off, but I'm gonna show you guys real quick. So as I mentioned earlier, once you go ahead and put a certain amount of plates, you get little kind of cutscenes put on the screen, but after 15 of them, you get a prize that comes out of that up there. And our prize is this here. And let's go ahead and open it up and see what it is. Oh yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. But let's go ahead and show you this. All right, so for us, we ended up getting a fake tattoo, which my wife is super excited about, and she's gonna go ahead and have put on later, I guarantee it. But that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not much, but it's like a little prize that you get if you eat enough plates. Let's go ahead and put that away. And let's go to the next one. So this is actually one of the desserts that they have currently running on the conveyor belt, and it's a small piece of cheesecake. I'm gonna have to do my best to eat this with chopsticks because I don't have any utensils, so let's go ahead and try this out. All right guys, we're gonna go ahead and try a piece of this out. I don't feel like using the chopstick, and it's me and my wife, it's not friends or anything like that, so it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and take a bite of this. It's really, really good flavor. In all honesty, my favorite thing about it is that it's thought out. It's very creamy. The cookie crumble on the bottom is delicious. In my opinion, the best way to have cheesecake is to make sure you have thought out cheesecake. It's amazing. I'm gonna take a couple more minutes. I think we're gonna order an ice cream because we've already had, as you guys saw because of the prize, we had 15 plates plus 2 plates of gyoza, which don't count towards your goal. And we also had the ramen between both of us. So it's been, you know, it's a lot of food. With that said, I'm gonna enjoy a couple more minutes, and then once we order the ice cream, I'll show you guys that and we'll be good to go. So I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. All right guys, awesome. We got the ice cream. I mean, I'm gonna show you here on this camera first. This is beautiful. Let's go ahead and check this out. All right guys, look at that. It is perfectly crispy. It is just made. It took a little bit. It took like 6 minutes for them to send this out. There is a timer on the screen. And then I guess we're gonna eat ice cream with chopsticks. I don't know, well, I'll ask probably about the ice cream, but let's go ahead and try this baby out. Let's see how good it is. I have no idea what this is filled with. I have a feeling it might be red bean paste, but we'll check it out. All right guys, I'm gonna try this out. See? That's exactly that. The red bean paste. I haven't had one of these since we were in Japan. So the way it is basically like a nice fried donut in the shape of a fish. And then the inside, it's literally like grounded up, cooked red bean paste that they make. But it's very sweet. It puts a lot of sugar in it. It kind of reminds me of American like sweet potato pie, like the filling type. And then of course you get with some of this delicious vanilla ice cream, and the bite is really refreshing. All right guys, with that said, most of what we had today were basically nigiris, but they do have a lot of different rolls that you guys can order from the screen, or they usually have them on the belt. But obviously we were in the other side of the restaurant. We're actually one of the last people to go ahead and get some of those rolls. But if the rolls aren't showing up, like if you don't see it on the belt, you can always express order and it'll come out within the next 2-3 minutes. You can grab other stuff in the meantime. In my opinion, this place, pretty good. I like the experience. That's the best part about this. It's something that's completely different. It's something that's completely new. And it's really kind of unique to here in Orlando. There's very few places that are like this. With that said, I don't find the sushi to be the best that we've had. It's honestly really simplistic. It is delicious, but we've honestly had better. I'm not saying this place is bad. It's just for the quality that you're getting plus the price, it's, to me, a little bit expensive for what you're really eating. Mostly, as I've mentioned it, and I keep repeating myself, is you're really paying is for the experience of having something unique around sushi, around an Asian type of food that you love. With that said, guys, thank you so much for joining me. We're getting really close to the end of the year, and we're really getting close to getting 1,000 subscribers. At the time of filming this, I think we have about 730 subscribers. You know, I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate all the new subscribers that we're getting, because honestly, we're getting more and more every week. It used to be like 5 to 10. Now we're getting like 15 to 20 now every week, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. And honestly, those few that constantly comment on almost every other video, really thank you so much. I love your participation. I love communicating with you guys. If you guys have any ideas or any place that you would suggest here in Orlando that you guys want to see, or that you guys would like me to visit to kind of review and look at the experience and how the food is, let me know. I would love to share that with you guys. With that said, as always, thank you again. Can never say it enough. I'll see you guys next Sunday, and until then, let's just keep on eating.